Shane, let's get Boxing Day over with first. I'm sure this would be a much more pleasant walk along the Halifax boardwalk if you'd won 7-2. Now that you've had some time, have you figured out what exactly went wrong?
Yeah, I think just overall we didn't play our games. I think that's probably the biggest thing. I mean, they came out with a game plan. They came out hard, and hats off to them. They played a really good game. They played us well, and I think we made a lot of mistakes. So I think we made it a little too easy for them. It was too easy for them to make plays and get through the neutral zone, and also took a lot of penalties, which kind of killed us. Especially the second period, there were a lot of penalty kills, which kind of killed the momentum and all that. So disappointing for sure, but I think also lots of things we can take from this game. A lot of things that we can learn from it as well.
I know one of the reasons you're captain is you're very poised on the ice, in media, etc. But I saw you walk off the ice and you were very angry. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. I was upset. I was disappointed. Obviously, you never want to lose a game, and it's obviously always disappointing. You feel like you not only let yourself down, let your teammates down, also all those fans, all the people watching down,
right.
And
all the hype for that moment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You guys had a team meeting. I know you're probably not going to give me all the details, but what did you sort through there?
Yeah, I think just kind of going over what went wrong, what happened there, why did the result happen, the kind of the major things that kind of stood out for us, and what we saw, and just trying to fix those things right now, fix those things and make sure that stuff doesn't happen again, and just try to go through all that as best as we can.
Is this your first real test as captain? Is this something where you speak up, or you leave it to the coaches at this point in time? Yeah,
I mean, I did speak up last night after the game, just think and throughout the game as well. I think that as a captain, as a leader, that's kind of the responsibility that I have, is I have to take control of the room, take control, making sure guys are staying in the right headspace, making sure guys are always keeping their heads about right. And I think as much as the coaches want to be doing that, I think as a leader and as a captain team, I think it's my responsibility to do that as well.
So what's your personality in that sense? Are you trying to calm guys down and say, look guys, get over this, or is it we got to be better than that?
I think it was more of a we got to be better than that. I think it's more of we got to wake up a little bit, and we got to start playing to our game, playing to our strengths, knowing that we know we're a good team. We know that we can compete against the best teams. So I think we didn't show it last night. I think that's kind of the biggest message I said.
You've probably won MVP of games and tournaments, I don't know, 100 times since your younger days. And I've always thought, when it comes after a game like that, is that really awkward to have to come up and get your award and try to smile for the camera, etc.?
Yeah, it's never fun. Obviously, you probably just want to get off the ice and get to the room and
right.
Get out your gear. But I mean, it's something that you have to do, and something that it's part of the game. It's part of the I guess kind of rituals of after a game. There's always a player of the game for each team. So
is there a rule? Don't smile when you lose and you get player of the game?
No, I think I was just too upset, too frustrated to smile on that picture. But
right.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how everyone feels after a loss, and they have to do that. But
the positive, you score, and we get to hear the goal song, Heave Away. As the captain, how big a part in the selection process did you have? Is that your choice, or how did it work?
Honestly, it was kind of the coaches that came up with that one. They kind of suggested, a Canadian song, kind of a maritime song that people would like, right. And kind of get into it. And
went over great. I mean,
it was great.
The crowd
it was
loved
awesome.
it.
Yeah, I think it was great. The crowd was really getting into it, with the clapping and all that. And I think it turned out well. I wish we could have heard a few more times last night. But
right.
I think it was great. I think it really turned out well.
Now, is there a list? Are the players, are guys throwing out their own favorite tunes, and you have to whittle it down, and you finally take the coach's advice, or how does that work?
Yeah, exactly. We just kind of guys throwing out ideas, and coaches give some ideas as well.
Did you have a choice beyond that one? Like, did you have a suggestion?
I didn't really have any. No, I'm not usually good with these kind of things. I just kind of took the suggestions from the other guys, and kind of discussed what we liked the best, and
right.
What we thought was best for us, and that's kind of what we ended up settling on.
Yeah, is it more for the fans, or is it more for the players? I always wonder.
I think that one's a little more for the fans. I think we really want to do something that get the fans involved. Obviously it's a maritime song, and we want to make sure that the fans can get involved and get excited when we score like that. And I think that was really important for us to do, and we didn't want it to be just for the players, but also kind of get the fans involved, because with it being on home soil, that the fans are a really important part of
right.
Our game, really important part of bring us energy, and I think that was kind of our thought process going into that.
There have been a lot of guys who've come back to the NHL, who've come back to the World Juniors from the NHL, and I always sense that not that they don't want to be there, but once you've gotten to the NHL, you've moved on from the World Juniors. You seem to have really embraced this opportunity. Is it because your chance was taken away last Christmas, or what is it? A chance to reboot for you?
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I think for me, anyways, anytime you can represent your country on the world stage, especially at the World Juniors, something that was always really special for me as a kid to watch on TV. I mean, you don't want to just kind of take it for granted. You always want to make sure you take everything. Take advantage of every second you're here at the World Juniors, and because this is experience that not many people get to have. I mean, it's something that as a kid you dream of playing in, and I think just any opportunity you can get to play here is definitely really special for me.
Do you wish you'd played in the summer ones? I know you're getting ready for Seattle's camp, but
yeah, I mean,
in retrospect, are you watching going?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I think anytime you miss out on an event like that, it's always tough. But at the end of the day, it was. Seattle. It was Seattle's decision what they wanted to do, and they told me they would prefer if I didn't play, and I said if that's what the direction you want me to go, that's then I'll accept that with them.
We're at the end of this year, 2022, and it's been like a strange year for you. In some ways, your dream comes true. You get drafted into the National Hockey League. You score your first NHL goal, but at the same time, I know there was disappointment in not going first. Maybe disappointment at the way things have started in Seattle. I've heard a lot of people analyze your year, but you tell me, pick a word. Was it a good year, a great year? Was it a bad year? Was it an awful year? How do you look at this year?
It's hard to sum it up in one word. I think there are ups and downs, and I think the biggest thing for me is I really grew and really matured as a person, as a player. I think throughout the last year in junior, just kind of learning and growing. Obviously, it was for me, anyways, a little bit of a stressful year going to the draft year. Obviously,
right.
Most guys feel that way, and draft, obviously, lots of pride and being drafted and achieving that dream, and then a little adversity as well. Not playing a lot in Seattle, getting cut. And
how weird is that when you've played? Your guy probably had every team you've ever played on. You've probably gotten the most ice time. How tough is that?
Yeah, for sure, it's tough. It's definitely something that you really have to get used to. Really something you have to adjust to, and you have to find out ways to keep improving yourself, keep getting better, and I think that's kind of where that maturity and growth in myself I really found is I was trying to fight for everything I had. I had to make sure that all my little details were right. I was always doing the little things right, and just kind of.
It's hard though, right? It's hard going
yeah.
through that adversity. You see it now as a benefit, but tough year, right?
Yeah, it's always tough. Anytime you're getting scratched a lot and you're not playing many minutes, it's tough to kind of get in the flow of games. It's tough to really showcase yourself. So it was definitely some tough games for me, but I think last couple months or last month here, anyways, after going down to Coachella and then you'll be able to come here, I really felt more confident with myself and my game, and hoping to bring that here to the tournament as well.
Did you have a welcome to the NHL moment where you were lined up across from somebody and you're like, okay, I'm here now?
I think I lined up against Sidney Crosby. I think that was definitely the welcome to the NHL moment. He's a guy that was always my idol, my role model growing up, my favorite player, and
right.
Being on the same ice as him and seeing lining up against him was a pretty special moment for sure.
He say anything to you?
No, he didn't say anything. I think just his presence, just kind of seeing him out there, seeing that '87 Crosby jersey on the ice against me was a pretty crazy moment.
Playing with Jordan Eberle, who was your World Junior guy back then, what's that like? And have you talked much, either before the tournament or even during, about, has he given you advice about this?
Yeah, obviously it's pretty cool with being there with Ebbs, and obviously his one of the most special World Junior moments in Team Canada history with that goal against Russia. But he's definitely been a great mentor for me. He's obviously had a lot of experience in the NHL and the international level as well, and it's been great to talk to him about all that kind of stuff and kind of pick his brain on that kind of stuff.
Will you lean on him maybe anytime during this tournament for advice? Shoot him a text, maybe after a game like the Czechia game?
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit. I think anytime you can get advice or kind of talk to a guy like that about his experiences and what he's been through, it's always really valuable. He's obviously a guy who's been around a lot and has had a lot of success at the pro level, and he knows a lot of things about going through this adversity and losing games and how to bounce back from that. So I think definitely be a really good guy to talk to about that.
For sure. When you go back to that draft night, how long did it take you to go from the disappointment of not going first to wow, I got drafted 4th overall by an expansion team where I'm probably going to get a lot of opportunity. Like, how long did the emotional transition take? Was it days? Was it hours? What was it?
I'd say probably minutes. I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think right after it happened, just talking to, obviously you go to the table after you get drafted, you go to the table and talk to all the, the scouts and the executives and the coaches and GM and all that. So I think after talking to them, it really made me realize, this was, a really good spot to go. Seattle was a really good situation for me, and also that, I was just drafted to the NHL. I think that kind of is the moment it really sunk in for me. Is I just got drafted to the NHL. I just lived out that dream,
right.
And I think that's kind of where my mindset was on that.
You're so hockey focused, and all we've seen you as a hockey player. Is there anything you like to do we don't know about you away from the ice? Do you have any passions, secret hobbies?
Yeah, I guess something I recently started is playing guitar.
Are you good?
I'm not great, but I'm getting there. I'm learning.
When did you start?
I think back in like February, March this past year. So now I haven't been playing, probably 8-9 months, but yeah, I love playing. It's a lot of fun. Kind of takes my mind off everything for a little bit, and just kind of new hobby, something that's different for me.
You bring the guitar on the trip?
No, but they actually, the team was nice enough to purchase a couple of guitars for us, so I've been able to play a little bit, in the meal room and the lounge room for the guys and all that.
Well, next song you got to learn is "Heave Away," right?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Listen, man, thanks for this. Really appreciate it. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.